additional monies in the budget for historically black colleges, Latino colleges, and Native American colleges. And we have made that a point as a coalition with those groups to make sure that the historically black colleges are observed in an appropriate manner. I'm a graduate of Fisk, attended Howard and Florida A&M University. So I had the good fortune of going to 3 of our colleges in the 50s and to have that experience. If we're looking 25 years out, way beyond my lifetime, a good 20 of the historically black colleges will not exist. Yolanda mentioned the competitive aspect of education, and it is regrettable. Fisk University, I spoke with the president night before last, and we're having one ever more difficult time. I served on the board of trustees of Bethune-Cookman College for 7 years, and Bethune is teetering at this point. How we go about preserving these schools is critical. But I also want to mention that while we get that paltry sum of money, $50 million, to be scattered through over 100 universities in the budget every year, Betsy DeVos and Donald Trump have been about the business of cutting Pell Grants, and Pell Grants are critical to minority students having an opportunity to attend any college, and certainly the historically black college. So it is a telling thing that we deal with, and I hope we don't just stop with the historically black colleges and the Latino and Native American schools. We have to look at this thing from the beginning until college. And believe me, it's heart-rending to work with people that want to cut Head Start, that will not fund pre-K, that cut out after-school programs. Before we got to all of the violence that's taking place in the schools, Bill Clinton and the legislature passed a Cops in the Schools program, and they cut that program out. So we're working with some pretty harsh people, and the only people that I can think of that are harsher than the Republicans I work with in Congress are the Republicans that Oscar and Bobby work with in the Florida state legislature. There's something wrong with this picture, but you all are the change makers. You are the change makers. Thank you, Pastor.
I know it's hard to go after him, but I need to hear from you on this.
It's an honor to sit with him, and it was important to come after him. It was important because he came right back to the people. That's my thing. I want to just give a disclaimer. I, as a pastor, I pastored for 27 years, same church, married for 34. I'm saying that because I know how to wake up every day and keep at working at the same thing. I am going to say this because I'm too old to be quiet about it. When the Honorable L.C. Hastings says it's something that we can do about it, that was the most important thing that could be said on this panel, and I'm going to be a broken record throughout all of these issues, because the power has been and always will be with the people. One more time, the power is and it has always been with the people. Now I'm going to get on pastors. Part of the problem with us missing this power is because pastors consistently on a Sunday morning, which I call the Sunday morning box, our grand spirituality is we know how to find our way to that address consistently. And if we give a little money consistently at that address, we're good people. I'm going to tell you, that carries no power. The only power we shout about is Acts chapter 2, on the day of Pentecost, then the power came down. Now, forget that. Your real power has always been present with you. And the only thing that allows powerful people to be replaced is people who understand their power. So HBCUs, historically black colleges and universities, when we come to education, I can sit here for months and talk about the people who have policies in the way still will never change. What changes is HBCUs, historically black colleges and universities, need to be supported by historically black people. That's what he said. That's what he said. And he's going to say it again, needs to be supported by historically black people. And that's casting no disparity upon anybody else. But here's what happens. Here's what happens on all fronts. We have been sold a bill of goods that we always have to become different to be better. Different to be better. Our colleges have become weakened. No disparity with anyone else. Our colleges have become weakened because we believe we're getting a better education at being someplace other than a historically black college and university. Not necessarily true, but that's what we believe. And because we believe that, we're able to talk down a family, talk down Bethune-Cookman University, talk down a Fisk, and talk down a Howard. Can I say this here? Howard commonly is called the Black Howard. Do you know the Black Harvard? Do you know Howard doesn't need to be the Black Harvard? Howard is good enough just being.
That's right, Harvard. That's right.
So what has to happen is that we have to unapologetically take 2 steps back, look in the mirror, and then do the equation. I'm going to stop here in 30 seconds. The equation goes like this. Have we not learned that we're already good enough? Have we not learned that we're already powerful enough, even though we can gain some more power? Have we not learned that we're already beautiful enough? Because if I did the equation, someone once told me that if you're brown, stick around, if you're white, you're right, if you're black, you get back, and then I see that there's $1 billion tanning industry.
Right. Yes.
Billions of dollars in a tanning industry of which I never will have to frequent. Y'all ain't talking to me. That means something is not quite as wrong with the hue of my skin as someone tried to train me. Did you not notice that they used to say, I don't know what's wrong with you people with those big lips and Botox. I'm trying to do the equation. You don't want to gain more power. We're powerful enough already. We need to embrace that. And lastly, I'm going to get myself in real big trouble. But I heard that to be shapely. They used to criticize what was back there. Stop me when I'm mad. Y'all laughing. I'm trying to have it. They used to criticize what was back there. But now, come on, talk to me, somebody. They're on the internet. And it ought to be a crime to walk through the mall with a fake booty. I'm just saying. So we have. I'm going to end. We have all the power we need right now, all the beauty we need right now, all the intelligence we need right now. We have everything we need to win this election. And before we leave this place, do not we understand we have the opportunity for our next governor to be a FAMU, Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University alumni. Y'all ain't hearing me what I'm saying. We have never been second-class citizens.
Amen.
That's okay. All right, guys, on this next one, and all of us, I think, except one, are guilty of this. Going over the 2 minutes. Thank you, Senator. He told us in the round table that he was going to be short. Thank you for standing time. 2 to 3 minutes, guys, okay? All right, the next question, I want to start